This is the community briefing for the fatal officer-involved shooting in the 3400 and 3500 blocks of Georgia Avenue Northwest on Tuesday, February 18th, 2025 at 6:15 p.m. The Metropolitan Police Department's model use of force policy and training emphasize de-escalation, proportionality, and reasonableness. Since December 2016, all patrol officers have been required to wear body-worn cameras while on duty. On Tuesday, February 18th, 2025, at approximately 6:15 p.m., involved Officer 1, a 4th District officer, was driving northbound in the 3400 block of Georgia Avenue Northwest in a marked police vehicle when another vehicle being driven southbound crashed into the officer's vehicle. The driver exited their vehicle and approached involved Officer 1, who was still seated in their vehicle, with a knife. The individual attempted to slash the officer through the open driver door window. In response, the officer drew their firearm and pointed it at the individual while retreating to the passenger seat of their vehicle. The officer gave commands to move back, but the individual remained at the driver door and struck the car, demanding the officer to give them their gun. The individual lunged forward with the knife through the open window as the officer continued giving commands to back up. The individual continued their attempts to slash the officer with the knife, at which point the officer discharged their pistol at the individual, striking them. The individual fell to the ground, and involved Officer 1 exited their vehicle on the passenger side. They moved around the vehicle and requested backup and an ambulance. The individual stood up and retrieved the knife from the ground. The individual then walked toward the officer while the officer walked backwards away from the individual. At one point, the individual began stabbing themselves with the knife, then removed their coat and shirt as additional officers arrived on scene. The individual was able to enter the driver's seat of another police vehicle, and involved Officer 1 warned other officers that the individual was armed with a knife. One of the responding officers gave the individual commands to exit the police vehicle. The individual attempted to drive the police vehicle but was unable to, so they exited and fled on foot northbound on Georgia Avenue. Involved Officer 2, a 3rd District officer working an overtime shift in the 4th District, arrived as the individual was exiting the police vehicle and pursued them on foot when they fled. The individual entered a parking lot and attempted to carjack a driver who was sitting in their car, at which point involved Officer 2 discharged their firearm at the individual multiple times. The individual was struck by the rounds and fell to the ground. Officers attempted life-saving measures. However, the individual succumbed to their injuries and died on the scene.
What's your problem? I'm in my lane. Look at that. Hey. 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 Hey.
Give me a fucking gun, man.
Get back.
Give me a gun, man.
Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. I don't want to shoot you. Hey.
Give me a fucking gun.
Say that to show you.
The only unit on service is 114.
Thirty.
Where's our 9-2? Officer involved. Send out a unit and send me the board.
What's your name? What's your location?
Officer involved shooting. Send the board and send out the unit.
I'm done.
Stay where you are. Stay where you are.
Show me, man.
Stay where you are.
Bring the transfer.
Send out the unit.
We have 40 official. Is that that?
Officer involved shooting. Subject had a knife. He's walking me down.
Fully adult male injured. Male subject shot.
Hey, Furman, he's stabbing himself with a knife.
I gotta die, man.
Okay, he stabbed himself with a knife. Copy. It's 1814. And what's your
9-2. He crashed in my vehicle. Send additional units. Send. Right here, I'm right here. Let me get the shield.
What's the matter with
Right in, right there. You got a shield. Watch yourself. He got a knife. You got a knife. Watch yourself.
Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car! Sir! Get out the car!
3500 Black of Georgia. Get where you are, you, man. Get out of the car.
Get out the car! Get out, drop the knife! Get out,
Drop the knife.
drop the knife!
Stay this way. Stay this way. He's there. He's there. Crossfire.
Get out the car! Get out the car!
Get out of the car.
He's got a knife! Get out the car!
Watch the crossfire. Watch the crossfire.
Get out the car! Get out the car! Get my keys, man! Get my keys, man! Get out the car!
Don't go in there. You
I
don't.
don't get my keys, man. Get out the car! He's in my car!
Get a 40.
Get up there! Get on the ground, man!
Yo. There's a knife. Yes. Yeah. Hey.
The individual's knife was recovered on scene. This incident is pending review by the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia. When the United States Attorney's Office completes their review, the case will be investigated by the MPD Internal Affairs Division Force Investigation Team.